Belle again. So happy that I can come into your living rooms every day and get to teach you and help you to learn. I wanted to show you something real quick because Miss Belle, when she's making her videos, you're always hearing noises and noises and noises, and it is from this little guy. His name is Forrest. He is my parakeet, and he's the one that's always making all the loud chirps and stuff like that. So say hi to Forrest. He's pretty shy, so that's why he's in the corner. But he's my parakeet. I call him my little avocado and my little kiwi. So he's a good boy, but he's very, very loud all the time. All right, we're gonna start our lesson now, and you'll hear Diggy's following me. He is always underfoot as well. So here's our friend Diggy, if we can see him. Say hi, Diggy. Oh my goodness, this Belle's not very good with the camera. Come here. Look, there he is. You can kind of see him. Hi, boys and girls. Greetings and salutations, everybody. That just means hi in Miss Belle language. Well, I hope that you all are still pretty happy and healthy, very healthy, I hope. And I know that not being able to be at school and be with your teachers and your friends, or to be able to visit other family members or friends that live in your neighborhood is very tough, but we will get through this. We are going to be positive and strong, and we'll be back in school hopefully in no time to be together and get out of the house. I'm still missing all of you, so make sure that you're posting comments on YouTube and in Schoology. Remember, Schoology, you're also doing your writing prompts, which are very short. Don't sweat it, don't spend too much time. I just want to know quick answers from you when we do our different reviews. But I would love to see comments from you and writing from you. And also, if you're allowed to post any pictures or anything like that on YouTube or on Schoology, ask your adults, and if you can do that, that would be awesome too. And I hope that you all are enjoying the videos that I've been posting, and the videos that Mr. Smith, Miss Shepard, and Miss Leniak are posting as well. We still want to interact with you. We still want to be there to teach you and to help you learn and keep your brain exercised, and to remember the things that we always go over in school. So this video, we're going to be reviewing nonfiction. But first, I want to go over what we talked about really quickly in our last video about fiction. We did start the video off talking about the different sections of our library. Our library has 3 main sections, and it's about the same for almost any library. So remember, the first section starts with an E, that is the everybody section. The next section starts with an F, that's the fiction section. And the final section starts with an N, and that's nonfiction. So we went over those. We also reviewed fiction. Now, fiction. Remember that it's fake, made up, not real. Now, at this moment, what I want you to do is I want you to yell, fiction is fake. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fiction is fake! I can do that because my son yells all the time. But if it's going to get you in trouble, don't yell. All right, let's whisper it. Fiction is fake. We also went over the nickname for fiction, and that's chapter books. Going back to fiction is fake, remember that fiction starts with an F and fake starts with an F. So that's the best way to remember what fiction means. Fiction, fake. So keep that in your brain, put it right in your memory, and keep it in there. Next thing we went over, we talked about fiction organization. And fiction books are arranged in ABC order by the first 3 letters of the author's last name. This is also called alphabetical order. Same thing. We talked about call numbers, and remember that call numbers are the white labels that are on the side or spine of a library book. They're usually at the very bottom of the spine, and they give you a clue to where the book belongs and what order the section is put in. Fiction call numbers, of course, have an F or an FIC at the top of the label, and underneath that they have the first 3 letters of the author's last name. So we know it's ABC order because it goes by the first 3 letters of the author's last name. All right, we're ready for our nonfiction review. So boys and girls, please pick your brain and think of all the things you can remember about our nonfiction books in our section. So close your eyes. Try to picture the nonfiction books you've checked out from our library and try to think of what that word nonfiction means. Also try to think of what do those call numbers look like. If you've ever looked at the spine and looked at that white label on the side, picture it in your brain right now and try to picture what's at the top of the label and then what's underneath. And think about the system of order that's used in nonfiction. Think about who created it. Think about the different categories in it. So, get ready. Let's start a review. Can you guys do some drum rolls? I can't do it because one hand is holding my phone. All right. That's close to a drum roll, sorry. We're gonna start. So, what does the word nonfiction mean? All right, think about that for a second. And go ahead and try to picture that in your brain. But I'll give you 3 choices just in case you don't remember. So our first choice, A, are they short books with many illustrated pictures and very few sentences? Are they B, not true, not real, fake, and made up? Are they C, real, true, and not made up? Think about it really quick. I'll give you some minutes or some seconds to think about it. And the answer is, go ahead and do a drum roll. Answer is C, real, true, and not made up. So remember that about nonfiction. It actually is an antonym of fiction. Anybody remember what antonym means? It's the opposite of a synonym. Synonyms are the same. So if nonfiction and fiction are antonyms, they're opposites. Next question. This should be easy if you're paying attention. All right, let's see. What kind of books are in this section? Are they A, fake, made up, not real, not true? B, real, true, and not made up? Or C, short picture books with many illustrated pictures and few sentences? So let's see. You guys should have this in your brain right now. It's real, true, and not made up. So go ahead and do a little dance. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Put those hands in the air and shake them around. Reach for the sky, touch your toes. Do something to celebrate. If you got it wrong, you'll get it right the next time. Don't worry. You can do some jumping jacks or something to get your energy out and get that upset feeling out if you got it wrong. Okay, next question. How are nonfiction books arranged in order? Is it A, number order and ABC order for with the first 3 letters of the author's last name? Is it B, number order only? Is it C, ABC order by the first 3 letters of the author's last name only? All right, so do a drum roll for me. It is A. Nonfiction books are arranged in number order and in ABC order by the first 3 letters of the author's last name. So when Miss Bell is putting them back on the shelves, I have to look at that number order first, and then I have to look at the first 3 letters of the author's last name. So keep that in mind. What is the organization system called for nonfiction? What is that organization system called? Is it A, the Seuss number system? Is it B, the Pilkey fraction system? Or is it C, the Dewey decimal system? Think about it for a minute. Do 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 do. And the answer is C, the Dewey decimal system. Remember, Dewey was pretty famous, and this person decided to put these books in order in a certain way to help people find books more quickly. All right, since we're talking about Dewey, this person who created our nonfiction organization system, what was his job? Was he A, librarian? Was he B, an author of children's books? Was he possibly Dr. Seuss's inspiration for making children's books? Or was he C, he didn't have a job. He had so much time in the world that he just decided to go into libraries and put the books in order. The answer is A, he was a librarian. So again, reach for that sky, stretch up high, do some spirit fingers. That just means wiggle those fingers. And then you can do some jumping jacks, or you can sit down on the floor and do the worm. Anything that you can do to move around for just a few minutes. All right, celebrate. If you got it wrong, remember, you can still jump around. Just saying, I'm gonna get it right next time. What is at the top of a nonfiction call number? What is at the top of a nonfiction call number? So think about what Ms. Bell said about the order of the nonfiction section, and what do I have to look at first in order to put the books away? And then what do I have to look at second? Now, A, at the top of a nonfiction call number, is there an N for nonfiction? B, is there a number at the top? Or is C, is it the first three letters of the author's last name? And the answer is B, it is a number. It's always a number at the top of nonfiction. Remember, nonfiction starts with an N, and number starts with an N. So again, they go together, N and N, nonfiction and number. That's always at the top of a nonfiction call number. All right, so you can do your little dance, your shaky shakies. You can do some dabs. You can do some type of Fortnite dance. I know you guys all know how to do it. Or you can do, what is that? What is that thing Mr. Pinkerton can do at school? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, you can do any type of dance or any type of activity to celebrate if you got that right. Our next question. What is under the number on a nonfiction call number? Now we know that a number is at the top. What's underneath that number? Is it A, nothing? There's just the number. That's all Miss Bell worries about when she's putting them away, is the number. Is it B, an N for nonfiction again? Or is it C, the first three letters of the author's last name? So go back to my question about organization and what do I have to look at to put them in order. Drum roll. It is C, the first three letters of the author's last name. So there you go. At the top of a call number is the number, and then the bottom has the first three letters of the author's last name. So I have to look at the number first, and then I alphabetize those numbers that are all the same by ABC order as well. So it takes two different sorting categories to put them in order. Our next question, which is our bonus question, and our bonus question is, how many numbered categories are in the Dewey Decimal System. Remember, Dewey put the books in order by number from 000 all the way to 999. Since that's such a big number category, he had to divide it up into different categories or sections in the nonfiction section so that people didn't get lost. Is it A? There are 5 numbered categories in the Dewey Decimal System. Is it B? There are 10 numbered categories. Or is it C? There are 12 numbered categories. Okay, I'm going to test you a little bit on a math word. Now, the answer to this question is an even number. If you know what an even number is, there's only 2 choices. I can't tell you which one or which ones, but if you know what an even number is. So A, there are 5 numbered categories. B, there are 10 numbered categories. Or C, there are 12 numbered categories. The answer is B. There are 10 numbered categories in the nonfiction section. So, of course, even numbers are numbers like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So those are even numbers. And that's why I gave you that clue. Well, if you got that right, do your dances, do your dabs, do all those different things you like to do from Fortnite, and do some push-ups, sit-ups, do some of Mr. Smith's new exercises that he's taught you in the last couple days. And, you know, we're good here. We're good. We're going to review real quick before we go ahead and wrap everything up, because, you know, Ms. Bell likes to review after. Nonfiction means that something is true, real, not made up. That's what nonfiction is, and with books, it's true, real, not made up. And the books that are in the section, of course, are true and real informational books that teach you facts. So, true, real, not made up. The books are organized in number order first, and then in ABC order by the first 3 letters of the author's last name. The organization for nonfiction is called the Dewey Decimal System. And the call numbers in nonfiction. Remember, at the top there is a number, so Miss Bell organizes them that way first. And then underneath that label, there is the first 3 letters of the author's last name. So if I was going to the 100 section, and this book was a 100, I'd have to sort it by alphabetical order next. All right, and then our final question was, no, I don't remember. Our final question was, how many categories are there in the nonfiction section under the Dewey Decimal System? And there are 10. So 10 numbers or categories in the nonfiction section. All right, great, boys and girls. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome evening. Have an awesome night, whatever time of day it is right now. And Ms. Bell will be seeing you on Schoology with some questions about our nonfiction review today. I'll load some cool videos. I'll have some writing prompts, short writing prompts for you. And maybe I'll even have some other items that you can check out. All right, Ms. Bell is signing over and out. Have a good day, everybody. Let me show you Diggy before I go.